Okay, if you drive a car, a bike, keke, or any other vehicles, and you do go to a mechanic, please pay attention to this. This will be very useful for you. If you don't have a car or a bike, or you don't have any vehicle, this may not be important to you. But if you have one, please pay close attention to this. See what happened. Just take a close look and see what happened in this video. Now look at what happened right here. Look at what happened right here. Can you see this? Can you see exactly what happened? I tried to do a reverse, but I hope you are able to see exactly what happened here. Now what happened here is that this young man, this mechanic, was fixing my bike, my dispatch bike, and we were supposed to change piston and collecting rod. So after I bought those things and fixed it, he was now trying to mount the engine back and start coupling it. And while I was there seated watching how he was doing it, I was so lucky that I was paying close attention, and I was even trying to video what he was doing, do short videos. And suddenly, to my greatest surprise, I just saw something. I don't know what exactly that was. He was holding a spanner, and he was holding a nut in his hand while he was making effort to mount the engine. And suddenly that nut he was holding just fell and dropped straight inside the engine. Thank God I saw it, and I was like, guy, something just fell off from your hand though. And he was shocked too. He saw it. I don't know, maybe he actually wanted to ignore it, and that is how he was. Now you can see he had to brought the engine back down, and was making all effort to see how to remove that nut inside the engine. And it was hell. It took us almost 1 hour, and I was like, just lose this thing. He will carry the engine and hitting it on the floor, hitting it on stone, just to make sure that nut went straight and hung on the gears, the gears inside the engine. I was just there, and I was like, wow, Oga, lose this thing once and for all so that you can be safe. I'm sure I know what I saw. I don't know what exactly that was, but I know something fell from your hand, and that is why he was making all efforts. At the end of the day, you can see he shook. There is nothing he did not do. I say, you have to lose this thing. Open this thing again. Thank God you have not even tightened, you have not done much installation yet, so it's still on the floor now. Just lose it once and for all, and let's find out what exactly that was. He was hitting the thing on the ground, and at the end of the day, maybe as a result of the heat, the way he was hitting those things on the engine on the ground, some particles actually fell off from the engine. I just hope that will not affect my engine now. I really don't know, but I saw something fell. You will see it in this video. You will see something that fell off from the engine, and it's an iron. Now I was sure that was not what he's holding, because this is like let me hear what. This was like a part of the engine, and a melter that broke from inside the engine that fell off. I don't know what that was, but now I'm putting this video out there for us to be very careful. When you go to a mechanic, if you take your bike, your car, your keke to a mechanic, please be very careful. Pay close attention. In fact, if you want to save yourself some money, if you don't have time, don't take your car to the mechanic. Make sure you sit right there, or you have somebody to stay right there. You see what I'm talking about? This particular thing fell off from the engine, and it's a metal, a broken metal from inside the engine as a result of hitting it on the floor. I don't know what effect that will have on my bike right now. I don't know. He's already matching it. I was showing him that this thing came out from this thing. Where did this one? I'm sure this was not what you were holding. And at the end, he finally agreed to open the engine and to actually confirm what that was. Now, I had this experience years back, and guess what? That cost me my first car, a Mercedes-Benz 190. a car I drove by myself to a mechanic in Kubo just for them to ring because the car was shorting oil and was already smoking. I said, okay, oh, it was the mechanic that suggested if we ring it. Mercedes is a very strong vehicle where if I ring it I will enjoy it for another 6 months to 1 year. And I said, okay, go ahead. And he did the rings. And at the end of the day, when I came back, I actually paid him and left them. When you finish, call me, let me go and pick it. When he called me and told me that the vehicle they have already finished, I should come and carry the vehicle. And I left work and I came down to Kubo from area 1. And when I got to Kubo, I now discovered that the vehicle you told me that you have finished, I met them as if they just started coupling the vehicle. And I was like, but you called me that you have already finished, you're already running, you're already, running the vehicle, you're already steaming the vehicle rather. So why do you have to make me leave what I was doing? Something, I know something was fishy, but then he said I shouldn't be angry and blah blah blah. And I had to wait for them to finish coupling, and they started the car. The car was making one funny noise. I said, why is it sounding like this? It was not sounding like this before. It was only shorting oil and it was bringing out smoke. Why this sound now? And it was still smoking heavily. Now say, it's a new this, new that. So when I run it, maybe by the time I drive from here, before I get home, the sound will have be, normalizing. It's a gradual thing. I say, okay, I've never done rings before. That was about close to 15 years, 14, 15 years ago. And I drove the car. Before I was going to Gidandaya. Before I got to Karo site, I discovered that the car was not just moving. The sound keep getting, worse. And I was like, I called this guy, I no understand this thing, this car no dey move. And that is how he had to come. And in fact, I just gave him the key. Angrily, I went home. At the end of the day, there is nothing they did not do, not knowing that it was at the end of the day when I called. I had to call one of the boy, and I was trying to interrogate because I sensed that something was wrong. How can you call me and told me that you're already steaming a car? And I came back, you can see this guy is still making effort. He's still making, the knot went and hung. So we have actually seen what exactly that was, but the thing went and hide somewhere. So he's still making effort to bring it out right from where it's under the J. Can you imagine? Assuming I was not there, they would have coupled this bike for me, and it will cause a heavy damage. You see, he has brought it out. You see the knot, just brought it out and drop it on the floor right there. Yeah. Assuming I was not there, that is how they will have packaged, and at the end of the day was already remove it, and you can see it's already coupling it back now. Don't pass WhatsApp, and you don't feel remove all those things. So assuming I was not there, that is how they will have packaged nonsense for me, and at the end of the day, I may end up buying a new engine. You will not believe that car, I had to sell it. How much did I sell it? A Mercedes-Benz 190. I sold it 50,000. Have spent, he was deceiving me. I will buy this, buy that, buy this, buy that. At the end of the day, it doesn't solve the problem. I had to summon one of his boys. What happened? This is your